Hey everyone, I'm Elfals, and welcome back to PPL NX Stage 2. This time I'm up against Travistey and his Canberra 2 Cannons. I haven't played Travistey before, but he did pretty well in Stage 1, and he's got a really scary team for Stage 2. There are so many huge bulky offense pieces between Gouging Fire, Tornadus-T, Ursaluna Blood Moon, and Iron Hands. Each of those are all big Draft League staples, and they're all here on one team, supported by that pivot core of Iron Treads and Ogerpon, the breaking power of Gardevoir, the power and sticky web potential of Terra Araquanid, and Qwilfish as a bulky Dark-type option. That is a lot to prep for, but it is only a 9 Pokemon team, so that helps. Building this team for the matchup took a while. I went through a whole bunch of different sets looking for the best counters to this draft, but I am pretty happy with what I landed on. So let's start the build with Great Tusk, which is going to be really important for checking Gouging Fire, Iron Treads, and Iron Hands. This is a more defensive set with leftovers and enough defense to avoid the 2-hit KO from a +1 Adamant Gouging Fire Flare Blitz. Dual stabs with the attack investment can get pretty good damage in this matchup, with Earthquake notably not making contact so I don't get caught out by the Burning Bulwark. Stone Edge rounds out the coverage by hitting Tornadus and Araquanid, while also being a nice mid-ground between those and the Gouging Fire. And Rapid Spin makes this my remover to clear out Iron Tread's rocks or Qwilfish's spikes. Next up, we have Deoxys Speed, which is acting as both speed control and a solid breaker for the matchup. We're running a Power Herb Meteor Beam set, with Meteor Beam acting as both a setup option and a great one-time nuke into Tornadus or Gouging Fire. Psychic is the stab move of choice, which makes this a great way to threaten out Iron Hands, and Shadow Ball covers the Gardevoir, which I got more and more afraid of as we got closer to the match. This was Focus Blast in the slot to handle the Iron Treads, but I decided to rely on other methods to take that guy down. Then lastly, we do have Stealth Rock on this set, in case I do find time to set that up on a switch. We have speed for +1 Gouging Fire, which makes this an important revenge killer for it. Next, we have Ogerpon Hearthflame, which is meant to be more of a pivot for this match, switching into certain Pokemon and threatening them out. With max HP, Ogerpon can act as kind of a pivot into the opposing Ogerpon, Iron Treads, Ursaluna, Iron Hands, and Gardevoir, and its stab combo of Ivy Cudgel and Hornleech can threaten all of those guys out. My opponent does have two very easy switches to this, the Gouging Fire and the Tornadus-T, so if I can predict those, I can either U-turn out to keep a momentum, or get a Leech Seed going so that my next switch-in can benefit from some extra recovery. We have speed for Iron Treads, max HP, and the leftover EVs are in defense. Next, we got Manaphy, which is running a Tail Glow set. This one's honestly pretty basic. It is a 3-attack set with Scald, Psychic, and Ice Beam, which does pretty good damage to everything but the Araquanid. We have speed to outrun Gouging Fire, max special attack, and the Rindo Berry is for Ogerpon. That, combined with the defense investment, ensures that we take less than half from a Jolly Ogerpon Ivy Cudgel. So with a turn of setup, Manaphy can beat almost any one of my opponent's Pokemon, hopefully setting up a good trade for me. Then we have Raikou, which is here to serve two main purposes for this game. The first is to be a Volt Switch pivot that can switch into Tornadus, with Scald to punish the two ground types that might want to switch in. I have enough speed to outrun Ogerpon and Iron Treads, and enough special attack to 2-hit KO max HP Ursaluna with Scald. Since that's all the coverage I was looking for, the other goal of this set is to set up dual screens with that Light Clay. This makes it easier for the rest of my team to pivot around, but it also gives me setup opportunities on Manaphy, as well as my last slots. Porygon-Z, making its debut for the season. This Terra Ground set is meant to sweep through my opponent's team after getting boosts from Download and Agility. This might actually be pretty easy to set up, since Download is virtually guaranteed to boost special attack against Iron Treads, Iron Hands, and Ursaluna, and with screens up, I can comfortably take a turn to set up Agility against a lot of different Pokemon in this matchup. If setup goes according to plan and I get to +2 speed, +1 special attack, we outspeed everything up through Scarf Ogerpon and deal huge damage to the entire team. Terra Blast Ground, Ice Beam, and Thunderbolt hit almost every Pokemon on my opponent's draft board super effectively, just missing out on Gardevoir. And for that reason, I have an Expert Belt to boost that damage even further. If the right things are chipped down, this could just go for a full sweep. That is going to do it for the team builder though, so with all that said, I'll see you all in battle. Okay, that is Travistey. We just found out that my opponent did not bring a Terra Captain. So we're just left with 6 gigantic threats. So, Gouging Fire, Iron Hands, Ogerpon, Tornadus-T, Iron Treads, and Ursaluna Blood Moon. Okay, so, nice things that are missing here. Gardevoir is always a huge threat that I like to not see in the battle. A Rockwood actually surprised me a little bit. I think that Webs looked kind of good into me, but this is fine. So leads. Deoxys, not bad. Raikou is good into the Torn, but Treads could definitely be a lead as well. If it's a Treads lead, I have Tusk that I can switch into with us chipped down. Tough already. But I think... I'll start Raikou. I think a Torn lead is fairly likely. So that's what I'm going for, and if it's a ground type, then I can work with it from there. But hey, good luck, have fun to my opponent. Early Manaphy would have been nice for the ground types, but like an Ogerpon lead is also, like, that would be scary. That is the Torn. Okay, perfect. Alright, so... am I feeling a hard read right now? Because I could just Scald immediately. I could get up a screen off the bat. Scald, even if this Tornadus stays in... no way it stays in, right? I could be Scarfed very well. I'm going to go for it. You have a bunch of electric type switch-ins. You're going to use one of them. It's going to U-turn out for 36 minus 285. 61 points of damage, which is in line with timid, uninvested attack. Makes sense. Not much to gain from that. Yeah, I would love to hit either of the ground types. I would love to burn the Ogerpon if I can. We're going to see them take a minute to decide what to go into. This is definitely a tough spot for them. There's a good lead for me. Just depends on what happens with the switching. It's the Iron Hands. Okay. Burning this would be really nice. No burn. Okay. Iron Hands. Let's see. Scald did a little over 20%. Maybe... yeah, that's probably just max HP, maybe some special defense. I'm going to go for the Volt Switch, though. Just get a little more chip off. Get a decent chunk of damage off on that. Great Tusk is the obvious switch in here. I think it's kind of the play I have to make as well. Let's see if I were to come in on something like a Banded Ice Punch. I tank it like not the worst in the world, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go for it, I think. Okay, we see a close combat take me from 434 to 274. 160 from a close combat. It's leftovers, it looks like. Eject Pack, okay. Alright, itemless Iron Hands from now on is cool. Torn definitely gets to come in pretty free here. That's unfortunate for me. But what can we see from that close combat? Itemless, Adamant, close combat, 160. Yeah, that's max attack Adamant. Makes sense. Use that eject pack trick early. So we got that out of the way at the very least. Yep, that's a Torn coming back in. Makes a ton of sense. Jetpack's interesting, more of a pivot kind of hands. Alright. Well, Raikou is like the kind of obvious switch in. It's gotta be U-turning, right? How do I get momentum back if it does that? On the ground types, I mean, I don't have amazing switch-ins. I could just go Manaphy here. It's not doing too much to me, maybe? Like, especially with U-turns. That just brings overpunning, though. So Deoxys is actually kind of tempting, although obviously U-turn hurts. I mean, Raikou is here to check this Torn, so might just have to go for it. Yeah, we're just gonna do it. I wish I had the courage to stay in Great Tusk, but I am too afraid of the Hurricane. Of course it U-turns. Alright, what's their, like, response to Raikou? Iron Hand is a strange, like, quote-unquote response to me. There's an argument, if they go into something like Ursaluna, I could just set my light screen and then go into kind of a check or something. Actually curious as to what they'll switch into here. They're playing very momentum heavy. What do we see come in? The Gouging Fire. Okay. Well, I mean, I think I just Volt Switch. If it's Scarf, that's at least nice to find out about it. And obviously I'm switching out here, so yeah, this is the play. Do like 10%-ish to it, which kind of implies a more defensive set, if I'm reading this correctly. Great Tusk is already so pressured, but I mean, I might have to go for it. I'm at 301, and it just goes for the straight Outrage or Flare Blitz. It does guarantee two-shot me. And Outrage is actually pretty free. This is tough, man. I'm gonna go for it, because I don't know what else I can even do here. Like, these 6 are just so strong. I need to weather the storm a little bit. It does DD. Okay. Interesting. Can it afford to do that again? Alright, so let's check a couple things. Let's double check how much the Raikou Volt Switch is doing. It did a little over... Oh, that's more damage than I thought. So this is probably a more offensive Gouging Fire. Let's still assume max HP, though. Earthquake does, I mean, really good damage. I don't think it can KO from here. If it's more offensive and not very much HP investment, it probably still doesn't KO. Yeah. I'm just gonna go for it, though. Could be Shuka, I suppose. It's just gonna switch out. Okay. Yeah, it's probably an easy switch into Torn, but I mean, it was just like I can't mess around with that Gouging Fire. Like, if it was Shuka and it was going for another boost or something, I can't really afford to, like, not click Earthquake. Just, like, get as much damage off as I can. Okay, so this thing's back in. It's still a massive problem. I could go right into Deoxys here. Is that... Is that going to be rough? Great Tusk is healthy again. That's nice. Anyway, switching into this thing, Raiku's just getting chipped and chipped. But I don't know if I can, like, afford do anything else. Yeah, it's Raikou time. I'm playing so passive against this thing, but what can I do? What can I do about this? My opponent did think about that for a while. I wonder if they were thinking about actually going for the flying move. Alright, it's another U-turn. Gosh darn. Alright. And the nice thing about Raikou is that it's the fastest thing on the field aside from the Torn, so no matter what my opponent brings in, it seems like whatever comes in has to take a hit. Which is fine. Raiku's getting chipped down, but really all I need from it is a fast screen at some point. One could argue that fast screen could be pretty soon here, because Raiku's expiring quick. But let's see what they bring in. I would love to get rocks up at some point in this cycle, which could have been an argument for Deoxys coming in at this point. This is what? The Treads. Okay. Interesting. No booster or anything. It's Great Tusk time again? I don't know. I could get up my Reflect and maybe just go with Porygon-Z and see if I can get some good progress going. This is actually, like, a pretty solid position for that. It covers the double, which I think could be coming. And, I mean, Raikou probably goes down to the follow-up Earthquake if it does stay in. Versus Iron Treads. Earthquake absolutely should KO if it's offensive, even through Reflect. I think I just go for it, though. I need to, like, make some progress. So we're gonna get our Reflect up. Earthquake should be taking me out. Yep, even with Reflect up. That doesn't tell me anything. But yeah, I think I go Porygon here. But first, Treads, KO, Raikou, with Earthquake. Okay, let's just go with Porygon. I should absolutely be getting the download boost from Special Attack here. Yep. Porygon. Okay, so I definitely start with an Agility. I think the best it can do to me is probably Knockoff. Maybe I should have Terra to get out of the weakness to a potential Body Press. But yeah, Knockoff would be a little unfortunate. Takes away part of my boosting with that Expert Belt. How much is it doing with its Bandage Treads? About half the Reflect. Okay. Goes for Knockoff. Yep. 327 to... Okay, we have our Agility up. So without the Expert Belt, our damage is definitely worse. 327 minus 253, 74 points of damage with a knock. Knockoff. Oh wow, is it admin? Okay, I'm gonna have to make my move. I don't know why it did that much damage, actually. But anyway, I'm gonna Terra Blast. Gotta be some kind of boosting item involved. Maybe it's... No, I really don't know what's going on with that Iron Tread's damage. Okay, they go Torn. My calc's being all messed up. Is it Scarf Thorn? Could be. Let's see. Armbolt and Ice Beam doing the same amount, so I guess we'll just Ice Beam. Yeah, might as well. Let's go for it. This could KO a slightly bulky Torn. Actually, I forgot to take the Expert Belt off. Oh wait, let me also download a new account. Okay. So Ice Beam should KO if it's offensive. If it's bulky like a max HP set, Ice Beam still KOs. It would need to have Spadef on it. So the options here would be like Spadef or Assault Vest or Scarf to outspeed me. Would all be good answers from my opponent here. They're going to switch out. I don't know what they're doing exactly. Okay, is this a hand stack? Kinda. Yeah, no reason not to Terra Blast here. Okay, so we're gonna get a KO. That's good. Very nice. Porygon feels hands with a Terra Blast. Alright. Yeah, I had to rip this Porygon early because I was just feeling so much pressure from my opponent offensively. Okay, full health Ogerpon. What are the calcs here? I mean, I think I'd go for it regardless. Offensive Ogerpon, it just goes down. Max HP is a roll. And we outspeed Scarf. Yeah, I think I just go for it. Even if it lives, this is amazing damage on Ogerpon, which is otherwise a huge threat to me. Okay, it's bulky. Oh my god, I lived that! That's a huge surprise. Okay. What? In what world do I live that? Like, I guess it's a max Spadef set with no attack investment. That's what I have to guess. That's crazy. Okay, Porygon. Get another KO. And, like, we're applying pressure still. I mean, I think I'm trying to be pessimistic here and just, like, think of every out my opponent has. Gouging Fire, Iron Treads, and Ursaluna, any of them could have Resist Berries. Theoretically. I kind of doubt it at this point. And Torn could absolutely survive the hit. Okay, well, we're gonna Ice Beam. I guess I'll pull up the calc before I do it. Max HP Ursaluna goes down to Ice Beam, so let's give it a shot. It's... oh, yeah, right, Vacuum Wave. That makes sense. Good job, though, Porygon. Okay. So... I think Ogerpon here is pretty good. Manaphy is tempting. Manaphy's very tempting here. How much am I taking from, like, a Blood Moon? Manaphy versus Blood Moon, that's a lot of damage, so I prefer not to take that. What about Ogerpon? Ogerpon... I mean, I should be threatening out with Ogerpon, so let's do that. Notably, this does put me in a rough spot against the Tornadus, not having either of these two left. So I could U-turn. I'd essentially be sacking something to a Blood Moon now, if they stay in. I think I have to risk it, though. I'm gonna U-turn out. You don't know that I'm defensive. I could be threatening you with a ton of damage right here. So I'm going to go for the U-turn. Oh, they stay in. Oh boy. Yo, that sucks. Okay, so what are my options now? Manaphy? Sure. Deoxys just goes down. It drops to a Blood Moon. Manaphy's the only one that stands a chance. I could Blood Moon and then the Vacuum Wave after. Actually, might not KO me, so this is kind of what I have to do. Losing Manaphy sucks, but it's gonna have to be okay. Yeah, it goes for Blood Moon. Alright, how much is it doing? 345 to 45. Jeez. 300 points of damage with Blood Moon. Yeah, that's a high roll for Modest. Damn. So we're looking at Vacuum Wave can do... Vacuum Wave always kills? That sucks. That really sucks. Actually, go Deoxys right now. Although, what's the point? Preserve Manaphy against two things that are faster than it. Ugh, that's rough for me, but yeah. We're just gonna go for the Scald, expecting to go down to the Vacuum Wave here. Oh, stays in. Alright. It does get burned, that's cool. It goes for Calm Mind. I guess you were expecting me to preserve this. That's kind of weird to me. I mean, Manaphy is at such low health, it's slower than a lot of his team. Aside from this Ursaluna right here. So, yeah, I don't know about that, but it's fine. We can... What am I going for? Scald? I mean, it doesn't matter. It's going to KO with Vacuum Wave, and I don't really want to risk Deoxys. My opponent just showed that they're okay with going for that read. Although... if I lose Deoxys, is that the worst thing in the world? It does suck. Actually, yeah, Deoxys is too valuable against the Torn. Yeah, okay. I could have brought it in, but that's alright. Ursaluna's gonna KO. The Manaphy. Okay. I could go Deoxys now. Deoxys is looking pretty good. If I can get the Treads chip down, Deoxys sweeps later. Let's go with Ogerpon. No cuss-out shenanigans or anything like that. If it had it, it would have totally activated the last turn, so just gonna Horn Leech. Oh, my Reflex Ult is still up, isn't it? Probably not for too much longer, I would imagine. Oh. I'm so dumb, by the way. Earlier I was shocked that Porygon-Z lived the Ogerpon attack. I was behind Reflect. Yeah, that's why. I mean, I'm still shocked that it lived. But yeah, that's why. Okay, well, there is actually a shot that I live in a move from this. Tornadus into my Ogre Pawn. I'm pretty bulky. If it's like, especially if it's Bleak Wind, I have a good shot of living. And it's not like I have a switch in, so we're just gonna go for the U-turn, I think. Yeah. Goes for the Bleak Wind. Do I live? I do. Wow. That's cool. Yeah, so this looks like kind of a standard offensive Torn. Definitely have to go Deoxys here. So Meteor Beam is a very clear KO. Reds can switch in, and it'll take like nothing. But I'll be boosted and I can Shadow Ball. Reflect, I guess it went away at some point. So we're gonna Meteor Beam, I think. Ooh, do I Meteor Beam or do I double? Ogre Pawn's a fairly low risk double. What I'm thinking is into Treads. So if I lose Ogre Pawn, I mean it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Let's do it. Was that... Oh, that's a Scarf Torn. Huh. Okay. Gotcha. So Ogre Pawn has a big Ivy Cudgel that it can go for here. What I'm a little more interested in is maybe going for Leash Seed. Because, like, Ivy Cudgel's so tempting. I want this Treads chip down for a Deoxys endgame. But I doubt he keeps it in. So, Leech Seed the Gouging Fire is what I'm thinking. This is such a huge mistake if it turns out that it's just going to stay in and kill me. But I think it has to be a switch. Torn Scarf, that's good to know. Oh, it stays in! Oh my god, okay. Still, I mean, yeah, that's gonna have to be okay. We're teaming it down. Ah, jeez, alright. Treads, KOs, over. Alright. So let's see, Deoxys against this Iron Shreds, which has knockoff, but I will be losing my item if I click the move. No item. Yeah, Earthquake probably still does it, is the thing. Alright, so what I'm gonna do then, and this is probably dumb, is try to bait it to stay in and take a little bit of damage. This is rough. I'm gonna double out, try to get to go for an Earthquake, or knock. Actually, yeah, knock itself. But, at the very least, I'm getting Leech Seed, theoretically. Okay, goes for knock. I get a little bit of chip, just a little bit here. Husk into Torn. I do a lot with Stone Edge, so let's do it. Stone Edge is probably the right play no matter what. Gouging Fire and Torn are the other ones still kicking. Yep. Unfortunately, yeah, Stone Edge does not take care of the Torn. Nice, we hit it. Oh! That's a crit! Oh my gosh. Yikes. I apologize for that. That's a rough crit. I think that might have won me the game. I mean, I know it's a high crit rate move, but geez, that bailed me out against that Tornadus. I lucked out a little bit there, if I'm being honest. But okay, we have the Treads again. I imagine it's trying to get me down into range of the Gouging Fire. Iron Treads. Is there a world where it could be weakness policy? That'd be rough for me. I'm gonna CC, I think, for the chance to KO. Earthquake. 363, 230. We do take out the Treads. Okay, and it's just Gouging Fire left, so I just spam Earthquake. I understand I might be in range of something now, but I think between this and Meteor Beam Deoxys, we should have it. So yeah, we click Earthquake. If it's a DD set, I don't think he can even KO me. Unboosted. Goes for DD. Deoxys does outspeed it no matter what. So it would have to go for 2, and I don't think it can afford to by any means. But let's see. Oh yeah. No weakness policy. Whatever. Yeah, we Earthquake. Goes for Flare Blitz. And I think it's in range of Psychic now, right? Gouging Fire. Just assume a whole bunch of Spadef. Psychic to pretty... Oh, I did not see the health that it was down to, my apologies. Psychic definitely takes it. And we take a 1-0 win here. Probably not to crit on that last one. Just add salt to the wound. Okay, well, good game to Travistey. I am so sorry about the crit. But, I mean, the game went okay otherwise. I would say that I was getting put under a lot of pressure early game. Porygon-Z kind of had to be used to relieve that pressure, and then I didn't think about Vacuum Wave off of the Ursaluna. I mean, I don't even know if I would have switched Porygon out if I had known about that, or if I remembered. Just because, like, I don't know, Ursaluna is such a big threat, it's hard to switch into. But yeah, Porygon-Z did a great job, and then we kind of had to, like, sack a few things, but it ended up being great positioning with like, the great Tusk Pit that worked out, and that crit. Obviously, like, if I hadn't gotten that, I don't think I would have won this. Just because Tusk probably goes down unless they miss a flying move. And then Deoxys is just not able to muscle through Treads. I had Focus Blast on the set at one point, but I didn't keep it on there. I just thought I had enough for Treads, and if I had kept it, maybe Deoxys could have just done that endgame by itself. But yeah, anyway, that is going to be the game. Yeah, if you stuck around this long, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.